All right, marshals, again, we'll watch your corners, not the race. Drivers, at the sound of the tones. There we go. Clean start from Amy, number 1. Looks like Chris making the move into the street. Everybody shaking it up as we go through that middle section. Buddah just trying to escape. Mike in tow. They're making their way down the straightaway. That is the finish of lap number 1. First place rolling it over. That's going to give Mike that number 1 spot. Everybody else rolling it over, coming out of that sweeper as well. So it looks like it's going to be Mike and Buddah, 1 and 2 still. Mike going to have a little bit of a lead. Let's see how much that lead is as he comes around for lap number 2 with a 15.9. His lead up to 3.2 seconds. Your leader down the front in front of the driver's stand. He's got about a straightaway and a half lead over second place. Somebody dragging the body. I do believe that Jacques, I think, came around that corner. So it's after 3 laps. Mike out front, Buddah 2, Jacques 3, Ray 4, Raman 5, and Chris in the number 6. So your TQ is Buddah. He's sitting in the number 2 spot, trying to reel in Mike Montes. Mike right now into the driver's stand area, coming through pit. Still have 8:45 left to go in this one, guys. 8:45 left to go. About 45 seconds before you can hit pit lane. Got Mr. Burnside working pit lane over there, looking like a pro all the way. Still have 30 seconds before we can do that. Your leader coming off the straightaway last time around is 16th lap. Fastest lap of the race did come from Mike Montes at a 14.8. Buddah right there behind him with a 14.9. First place on the straightaway, second place in your pit lane. And pit lane is open, guys. Pit lane is open. And your leader making his way right into pit lane as soon as possible, not hanging around. That's going to give Buddah that number 1 spot. The sticker is on, and we're just waiting for the green light for Mike Montes. Let's see how that's going to change up the race. Mike now 7 seconds back. That means he had about a 5-second lead over Buddah when he went into the pit lane. We have somebody else in the pit lane right now. Buddah out front, 15.5 last time around. Mike with his pit lap with a 27.1. We're going to see the next lap of 15.9, so he's going to drop about 4:10. And Buddah 15.9 that time around. We're going to see where Mike is at. He was about 8.5 seconds back. He's coming down the straightaway. Looks like he's trying to put, I do believe that's Chris, the lap down, and he does. Your lead is still not hitting yet. He might be strategizing to get that lead. Right now, Buddha's sitting at 15.7, which gives him a 7.14 lead over Mike Montes. Jacques sitting in the 3rd spot. Raman 4, Ray Melendez 5, Chris Leach in the 6th spot. Mike trying to do what he can to catch up to Buddah. We're going to see how that's going to be affected by the pit strategy of Buddah. Buddah coming through pit and onto the back straightaway. Inside the super, all clear. Carnage between Chris Leach there, making his way around. Your leader in front of the driver's stand, 2nd place, coming out to the sweeper and into the mid-section of the race. Everybody's jumbled up. Remember, if you see somebody faster, you might want to let it go, work together. Buddha's out front, Mike Montes 2, Raman 3, Jacques 4, Ray 5, and Chris Leach is 6. And there it is, your leader coming into pit. We're going to see if Mike Montes can come up and catch. Mike coming through the chicane. He's near pit section. Lights aren't green yet. And Mike is still the number 1. Buddah coming out second after pit. We're going to see if Buddah can catch up to Mike. They have both come through pit now. Mike in front of the straightaway. Buddah now making his way in front of the straightaway. There is a 2.5 second gap between 1st and 2nd. The race is on with 5:30 left to go. So you have a full heat race in front of you with a 2.5 second gap between 1st and 2nd. And they have about a 22 second gap, 23 second gap between them and Raman and Jacques. So we're going to see how that's going to shape up. Your leader through the midsection, Buddah in tow. Into the front area with the driver's stand. Last time around, Mike picked up about a half second. It's like Buddah 15 flat, Michael 15.5. So the gap is closing. They're coming into lap traffic. Mike making his way through me. It looks like Buddha's coming up on lap traffic. Make sure to let second place go on by, guys. Second place coming near that pit section. Mike with a clear track in front of him now. Second place on the straightaway. Jacques, that is second place behind you. Go ahead and let him up. Thank you, sir. Great racing, guys. 1 and 2 have made their way through the lap traffic. Clear track in front with a 1.5 gap. Even with lap traffic, Buddha's going to pick up 0.2 that last time around. This time around, lap time, again, another 2/10 of a second for Buddah. He's reeling in Mike. 4.5 minutes left to go, guys. 4.5 minutes left to go. Last time around, Mike was a 16.1, Buddah a 15.9. This time, Buddah can see him on the straightaway. He's in sight, and he picked up 3/10 of a second that time around. Trying not to drop speed in the corners. We're going to see if Mike has the pressure locked in. Last time around to 15.3. Important to note that these guys are both picking up the pace right now. Into the sweeper and into the midsection. That time around, it's going to be Mike Montes picking up about a half a second on Buddah as they made his way through a little bit more traffic. 3 minutes 45 left to go. 3:45 left to go in this one, guys. Mike making his way through the exit in the middle. Now it's Buddha's turn. First and second have a 3.5 second gap. Buddah closed it once. Took him about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to close that gap last time. We're going to see how he does it this time. Mike Montes a 16.4, Buddah a 16.5 last time around. Fastest lap of the race did come from Mike Montes on lap 5, and that was a 14.8. But Buddah also had a 14.9 on that same lap. Your leader coming up on the pit area again. He's already pitted. Buddha's coming into that section. They're about a straightaway and a half gap right now. Mike not letting up off that pace. Jacques, that is second place behind you one more time. Go ahead and let him back one. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. So running order with 2:45 left is Mike Montes out front by about 2.5 seconds. Buddah in second. Raman third. Jacques fourth. Melendez 5. And Chris Leach running 6th. 2.5 minutes left to go for AA number 1 of Sportsman USGT Sedan. Again, USGTA. If you guys haven't made your way through tech, go ahead and start thinking about doing that. Got about 2.5 minutes left of this race. Top 2 in this one are separated by 2 seconds. Leader coming onto the back straightaway, coming off the back straightaway. Just under the straightaway separated. The leader rolls it over. That's going to give Buddah the lead now. And a big one. We're going to see with 2 minutes, exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Your new leader is Buddah. He pulled in the gap. Only takes one mistake. As you saw, they were separated by 2 seconds. Now, Buddha's going to have the lead by 4 seconds. So one mistake can change everything for these guys. Your leader now making his way into the first section in front of the driver's stand, second place. Now entering that same section. In a 4-second gap, we're going to check out the lap times with 1:30 left to go. Buddah 16.4. Mike Montes going to pick a little over a half second up with a 15.8. So Mike is on the mission with 1:20 left to go. According to the clock, these guys are going to have about 5 to 6 laps left to go in this one. 5 or 6 laps before this one's all said and done. With 1:10 left to go. The lead is now 3.5 seconds. Mike picked up about 1/10 of a second last time around. It's the straightaway and the sweeper difference. 55 seconds left to go, guys. It's Buddah, Mike Montes, Raman, Jacques, Melendez, and Chris Leach. That is your running order for AA number 1 in this spot. Buddah last time around a 15.7. Mike not able to gain any ground. They are 1/100th of a second difference on their lap times that time around. Buddah 15.73. Mike a 15.729. 30 seconds left to go. Chris, that is your leader behind you. The leader in second place, both looking at lap traffic in front of them. Mike's going to make his way by. There is 3 seconds and some change gap between first and second with 15 seconds left to go. The leaders may make it by for one more. They're going to be pushing it. Buddah is sitting at a 37, 10 minutes lap pace. We're going to see if he can squeak by the line. And he's going to get caught. Buddah, you are done with the win of A-Main number 1. And Connor's at the end of the straightaway. Connor's at the end of the straightaway. We're just waiting on Jacques to finish. Your last car to finish. Go inside. And last car is done. That is a race. So Buddha's going to steal that one with 37, 10 minutes. And 1 second. Mike right there behind him by about 3.5 seconds in second. Raman third. Jacques fourth. Ray fifth. And Chris Leach going to take over that number 6 spot. Still have 2 more A-Mains to go for this one.